Hello, hello. I hope that everyone will be able to hear me okay and that I have enough cell signal, because those seem to be the two problems when I go live. People can't hear me and cell signal. How is everyone doing? Today, I want to talk about Burning Man. Hey, Simple Box. I was wondering if you were going to hop in. Also, let me know if it's way too loud. AKA, like, both my windows are open right now, so... And I'm parked kind of by a pretty busy street, so if it's too loud, let me know. Hi, Dad. Hi, Lori. Hi, Jonesy girl. Hey, Sarah. Volume seems good. Hey, Steven from New York. How is everyone doing tonight? Tonight's live topic is going to be Burning Man, because it's happening right now. The burn is happening, which is so exciting. I'm very jealous. I wish I was there. And so anyway, Burning Man has been on my mind for the last, honestly, few weeks, and especially right now because it's happening. And I've been to the burn a couple times, and I'm thinking about going next year. I would have loved to go this year, but I couldn't. But I want to talk all about Burning Man, what it is, and just all about it. A couple people are asking what Burning Man is. I also want to quickly say, I have only been to Burning Man twice, and so I'm not the end-all be-all dictionary for Burning Man. But basically, I think it's considered a festival. It's just like a gathering out in the Black Rock Desert annually, end of August, beginning of September time, around Labor Day weekend. Every year for 7 days, so like a whole week. People gather out in the Black Rock Desert and create basically a city called Black Rock City in the desert in Nevada, and just party and burn things. And it started in San Francisco, actually. A group of people in San Francisco built this like stick man, like a human made out of wood, if I'm remembering correctly. And they would just party at Baker Beach every year and burn the man, Burning Man. And it kind of got out of control, and it got so crazy and huge in San Francisco that they moved it to the desert, and that's where it's been ever since. And it's absolutely massive. Thousands and thousands of people go every year. I don't remember the stats of how many people actually died. If you know roughly how many people, I feel like you do, let me know. But it's a massive city that we just build out in the desert, and it's, I don't know, it's hard to describe, but it's very fun. And 70 to 80,000 people go. Yeah, it's an absolutely massive thing. And there's a Burning Man organization that organizes neighborhoods essentially and streets within the city of Black Rock City. It's the whole city, and the festival is organized in a circle. If you're looking at it from above, it's a huge circle, and in the middle of the circle is large open desert land full of art installations that you can just check out. And a lot of the installations get burned by the end of the week, and then on Friday, I think, or Saturday, they burn the man. So they burn the big Burning Man, the man, which is in the middle of Burning Man, and then they burn the temple. It's a whole thing. You got to look into it. I feel like people who ask me what Burning Man is, I hope that explains it, but it's happening right now. The festival is happening right now. So I'm going to read some comments. Mosey with Moxie said, I want you to go and take us with you. Too many peeps for me to go in person. I feel that. I want to go. I'm thinking about going next year, actually. I've been a couple times. I went in 2017 and 2023. Disorderly Conduct said, one of my goals before I pass is to attend Burning Man. Absolutely, you should. You should go next year. I seen the orgy tent crash down. Oh no, I know. I saw that. I thought that was so funny. I mean, it's sad, but it's kind of funny also. David M said, I went to the burn from 2001 to 2009. That's awesome. Yeah, there is a live webcam. I actually just checked the webcam before going live here because I wanted to see if it was still raining, because they've been getting a little bit of rain over the last few days. It's been a little muddy out there. So I was curious if it was still raining, and I don't know if it is. I feel like the rain has kind of let up, to be honest. But anyone in the chat, tell me if you have been to Burning Man. I would love to know. And also, if you've been to Burning Man, how many times have you been? Anyone? Lori said, I've never been, but it looks fun. It is super fun. It is very fun. I absolutely enjoy it. It's one of my favorite memories. The first time I went to Burning Man was 2017, and I went with my mom, and we stayed in a camp that was like an official camp at Burning Man, where if you are staying in this camp, you have to pay camp dues, and every single camp is very different regarding camp dues and what is required for that. But at this camp, I forgot how much the camp dues were, but they provided all of the food and water, which was really cool. And also, the first time I went in 2017 with my mom and I stayed in a tent together. We both stayed in the same tent, and it was a rock and roll great time. And then fast forward to 2023, I drove Little Old Spec there, and I did not stay in an official camp. Instead, my dad, brother, and I, we went out and stayed in the free camping area of Burning Man together and made our own little makeshift camp. It was very, very fun. A very loud truck just started next to me, so hopefully it's not too loud. Hey, Albino Breadstick, how are you? Tell me, for everyone who's watching the live right now, have you been to Burning Man? And if so, how many times have you been? Or tell me if you haven't been. I would love to know. The Simple Box said, amazing. I went to festivals in the UK with my dad and brother, and it was a lot of fun. That's so awesome. What festivals did you go to? Steven said, never been, but I want to go. Absolutely. It's expensive, but it's very fun. It's actually, if you do the math, some people, depending on how you do it, spend just as much going to Coachella every year, which is just 1 or 2 weekends, than Burning Man, which is a whole week. Oh, Albino Breadstick is asking what Burning Man is. I feel bad. A lot of people have asked this and I already answered. I'm so sorry. You're gonna have to look it up, but it's essentially a large gathering / festival, like an art festival in the middle of the desert in Nevada, and it's happening right now. It's a week-long thing. Mosey with Moxie said there were some art cars in Reno at July Art Town Festival and some burners performed with fire there. I loved it. That's so sick. Yeah, Reno's like the big city that, Reno I think is like the biggest city closest to Burning Man. So Reno has a lot of burn stuff that happens. A lot of people store their RVs or their art cars in Reno. Actually, the art cars are one of my favorite things about Burning Man. And if you don't know what an art car is, it's basically someone takes anything with wheels. It could be a car, a bus, a golf cart, anything, and make it into an art car. For example, you could just take a bus and turn it into the cat bus from Totoro, or honestly just make it look like anything. I've always personally wanted to make an art car. It could just be like a rolling animal or whatever. Like, it's so creative. People get so creative. There's big pirate ships out there roaming around. I mean, God, there's like anything you can imagine. There's probably been an art car made of it. Simple Box said Glastonbury Festival, they had like 10 different stages, loads of different types of music. That's so sick. Yeah, so Burning Man is definitely not a music festival. I mean, it is, like, there's music literally everywhere, but it's not an organized music festival like Coachella or Lightning in a Bottle or Glastonbury. It's not like that. It's totally different, but there is music literally 24/7. And I like Burning Man because it's very much a mix of like low-key survival mixed with art and people and energy and life out in the middle of the desert. Because, and I say it's low-key survival because there's nothing, the only thing that's out there provided to you by the Burning Man org is the porta potties. That is it. Otherwise, if you want to eat, drink, have shelter, do anything, especially bringing food, all that, you have to bring yourself. So you really have to plan ahead when you go out there, which I really like. Burning Man sounds fun if dusty. Yes, it's super dusty. It's extremely dirty. Albino breadstick sounds fun. When I have my schoolie, I'll try it. You should. Hi, Rebecca. How are you? Nicole Richards. Schoolie Palooza in Quartzsite is pretty dope too. Yes, it is. I love Schoolie. Schoolie is nothing like Burning Man, but I love Schoolie for like a different reason. Oh yeah, Dad, the only thing you can buy there is ice. I always forget about that. Kaya Kirkin asked, what are the personal risks, if any? Are there any in your opinion? They have you sign the legal agreements, pros, cons? Those are good questions. So what are the personal risks? I mean, I don't know. I know that when you go to Burning Man, when you buy the Burning Man ticket, there's this little like fine print at the bottom of the ticket that says, like, as soon as you enter Burning Man, you are at risk of like X, Y, and Z, like death, literally. Because I mean, you're out there, it's like radical reliance or radical self-reliance or whatever they call it. So you have to survive out there with what you brought. I mean, a lot of the art installations are climbable and some aren't climbable, but people climb them anyway and they get hurt. There is medical out there, but still, you don't want to risk that kind of thing. There's a lot of fire. It's called Burning Man for a reason. They are burning art all the time out there, every single night, and sometimes during the day. There is a huge piece of art being burned. A lot of the art out there is intentionally built to be burned, and it's really beautiful and cool, like the way some of these pieces burn. Some of them are built to be burned a specific way. It's hard to describe, but it's so beautiful and cool. Pros and cons, I mean, there's not many cons in my opinion. If people think getting dusty being in the desert is a con, then I guess that's it. Excuse me. If you want to shower, you got to bring your own kind of shower. You can't dump water out on the playa. You have to take the water off the playa. So if you have any gray water, you can't just dump it. One good thing is it is the desert. So if you fill up things with water, like for example, if you shower in a little kiddie pool, you leave the water in there and it'll evaporate within a day. So whatever. But there's so much. There's so much. Danielle Mallory said, hey, big fan, love your videos. Love when you and your dad are near and you can get together. I love your dad's rig, watching writing from Ontario, Canada. Hey, that's so sick. Thank you. My dad's rig is very cool. Everyone's talking about Glastonbury. I'm probably saying it wrong. Glastonbury. I think I'm saying it right. Daniel worked at Glastonbury. That's crazy. That's cool. Tiz Travels, the con for me is price tag. Absolutely. It is super expensive. One cool thing actually is they do have a low income ticket option. It's not guaranteed. I think it's you can apply for the low income Burning Man ticket. I think applications are around March. I think they were at least the year I applied, and I got it. It's about half off the ticket, which is amazing, and same half off the vehicle pass. It's an amazing price, and I was lucky enough to have gotten the low income ticket my second time I went. So that's a really great option. You just apply, and from what I understand, the Burning Man org personally goes through every single application and reads each one and chooses which one they think deserves the low income ticket. So absolutely, that's a great option if you want to go to the burn. A lot of people sell last minute Burning Man tickets online while it's going on. Like right now, we're a couple days into the burn already, and there's really cheap tickets up for grabs that people just suddenly they had to leave, or like they just can't go for whatever reason, so they throw it up on Facebook pages for really cheap. So there's other ways to get the tickets for cheap. Yeah, it's really cool they do a low income option. Yeah, Tiz Travels, you really should. Albino Breadstick said, I've been working on a large wood statue made completely out of sticks and it looks like a voodoo doll. I should bring it to the burn. You should. See, that's the kind of thing people bring to the burn and love. Just anything artistic. Like, I have so many stories, honestly. I remember in 2023, we were camping on a corner. So like at Burning Man, there's neighborhoods with literal blocks, with streets with like blocks. So we were camped on a corner, and kitty corner to us were these guys who we ended up becoming really good friends with. They were so cool. And I remember brought this like lounge chair and a gong and a mannequin arm, and they set those 3 items in the middle of the intersection, and just whoever came by could do whatever they want with those 3 items: a lounge chair, a gong, and a mannequin arm. What would you do with that? Weston, I don't remember you. I'm so sorry. Have we met? Craig Browning said, are you aware of the YouTube personality Burning Man regular Wonder Hussey? I love Wonder Hussey. I want to meet her so bad. She is out there. I think she goes every year, or almost every year. And I'm really hoping to go next year, and I would love to meet her. Yeah, she's so cool. Love her. I have 43 people watching right now. If everyone who's watching could give this live a like, please thumbs up this like and subscribe if you haven't already. It really helps me out as a small creator, and I appreciate you guys so much. Hit that like button. Tiz Travels random, but I'm classically trained to play a gong? That is so cool. Do you travel with a gong? Have you been to Fly Geyser? I just heard the Burning Man bought the property it is on. I don't know what that is. Albino breadstick, I would love to meet you, absolutely. That's crazy that Google owns Burning Man. What? I don't know what you're talking about. No, I was just a percussionist for over 10 years. Oh, okay. I see. So there's no classically trained gong players. That's a bummer. Actually, if you guys know Emily Sedona, she is a van lifer and kind of like just like a lifestyle YouTuber, content creator, and she's out at Burning Man right now. And she also, speaking of gongs, she bought a gong recently and loves it. The org did buy the property that Fly Geyser is on. Okay. Second Finale asked, how long does it take to clean spec in and out after Burning Man? A long time. In fact, there's still playa dust in spec that will never leave. When you bring a vehicle to Burning Man, or anything, a bicycle, anything to Burning Man, it will be forever changed. And I personally kind of like that, but to each their own. It takes forever to clean everything. Because out at Burning Man, it happens in the Black Rock Desert, excuse me, which is a like ancient lake bed. So it's not just sand like a normal desert would be. It's actually alkaline dust. And so it's extremely fine dust that just flies everywhere and gets on everything, and it's dirty, that's for sure. If you play a gong with a violin, you can get some unusual sounds. Huh. Playa feet. Yeah, that's a thing. When I went in 2023, it rained like crazy. And everyone was talking about playa feet because people were walking around barefoot in the mud and everyone was concerned. Have you ever been to Ontario, Canada? I've not been to Ontario, Canada. I have not been to Ontario. Kayla asked, what is Burning Man? It is kind of like a massive 80,000 person gathering art festival in the middle of the Black Rock Desert in Nevada that spans about 7 days. It's pretty amazing. You should look it up. And they burn a bunch of huge art pieces. And they build a huge wooden man that's in the center of the city that they burn at the end of the week. Hey, Quentin Smith, how are you? So for everyone in the chat, can you tell me if you've been to Burning Man? And if so, do you have any interesting, fun stories? Say what asked luxury camps, how do you feel? I'm not a fan of the luxury camps. I don't like the separation. Yeah, and if you have any questions about Burning Man, please ask. No, I'm not a fan of the luxury camps. I understand wanting to stay with a camp that provides things like food, water, shelter, that kind of thing. I totally get that. But I don't like the idea of luxury camps that you can't just wander into. Like, Burning Man is supposed to be this fully open, free-flowing place, like very hippie. And back in the day, you would be able to kind of walk into anyone's camp and just say hi and hang out, and it is super community driven. So with the luxury camps, you're not allowed to just walk in there. There's even camps that have private porta potties, and I'm just like, dude, I don't like that kind of separation. I think it's classist and I'm not a fan. Kayla asked, was it fun? Absolutely. I love Burning Man. I've been a couple times. Second Finale asked, how do you remember where you parked at Burning Man? That's a good question. So at Burning Man, if you look at a map, if you just like Google Burning Man map, it'll show you kind of an aerial view of Burning Man. And the Burning Man org, sorry, one sec. The Burning Man org creates a city within the desert that's like a huge circle. I don't know how many miles long or wide or whatever this city is, but they create streets. There are streets there with street signs at Burning Man, so that's how you remember where you camped, because you just remember what street you were on and what the cross street is, like closest to your camp, you know? And then also having huge visual, like, big visual markers helps a lot too. I know my dad and brother and I talked about, if we go again, having something really tall sticking off of one of our rigs with a light on the end, so that we could like find our camp a little easier at night, because it's pitch black out there. So you need everything, you yourself and your vehicle and your camp and everything has to be lit up. So yeah. Rebecca said, I've never been, but I would love to go. Yes, you should definitely go. Hi, Time Lord. I like your handle. Albino Breadstick asks, how much is it to enter the burn? I think it's like full price. If you buy a full price ticket, I think $650 or $700. It's a lot. I think around there. Please correct me if I'm wrong, if anyone's watching and actually knows. And then the vehicle pass is like $100 or a couple $100. But again, there are low income options, which is nice. Oh, Tiz Travels, what happened to your van? Craig Browdy said, I've never been to Burning Man, but I had shop space at NIMBY that was also shop space for burners. That's cool. Kayla said, people on TikTok are saying it looks like a terrible time because of all the dust. Yeah, I know. So, I mean, Burning Man, it's literally in the middle of the desert. If you're not cool with or able or willing or prepared for huge dust storms and potential rain, you're not going to have a fun time. But Burning Man is all about radical self-reliance and helping out your community and the people out there. And I absolutely love it. I have a great time every time I go. And I mean, I don't know what to say. Some people hate the dust. If you hate the dust and you can't handle it, then, you know, don't go, I guess. Yeah, it's around 700. Oh man, I'm sorry your van broke down. That's good you're at your grandma's. Burning Man is about running away from your problems. Is it? Is that what Burning Man is about? This is off topic, but I'm really worried. I'm starting to catch a cold because my throat is starting to hurt. So this live might be a little shorter than normal, but hopefully not. We're 30 minutes in. I'm feeling okay. I did just eat, which helps a lot. But yeah, let me think if there's any good Burning Man stories I have that I could tell. There's so many. One of the things I like so much about Burning Man is just the random spontaneity that happens and all of the art and artists that are out there. It's just so fun. And you end up at the most random, beautiful, magic things while you're out there. Like, I remember once I was hanging out with a couple friends at Burning Man, and they had earlier in the day ran into a couple who told them they were getting married that night at sunset outside of the temple. Fast forward to a couple hours later, I'm hanging out with my friends and they were like, oh my God, we got invited to a wedding. We should go. And I was like, can I go? What do you mean a wedding? And they were like, it's the Burn. Let's go. So we rode our bikes out to the temple at sunset and there were all these people there. And then the couple arrive and they asked everyone, all the attendees at their wedding, to stand in a huge circle around them, and they wanted everyone to hold hands around them while they got married, and their best friend officiated the wedding. It was so quick and fun. It was like a 20-minute thing, and they were so in love, and it was so gorgeous out in the desert by the temple, and the sun is setting. And at one point, someone handed out everyone who was attending the wedding little mini champagne bottles and mini bubble blowing, like little bubbles to blow. And so the photographer at one point was like, okay, everyone like pop champagne and blow bubbles. And I took a bunch of photos. It was just so cute and fun. And that night ended up being like the most amazing night I've ever had at Burning Man. Just so many things happened that night, and all I did was leave camp on my bike, you know, and it just ended up being such a fun night full of so much art, so many people. I ended up inside so many art installations at so many parties. I ended up on on the top, like a roof deck of someone's van with like 10 people at one point. It's just so much happened. There was a huge drone show that night specifically. Also, there was a full moon, and the drone show was, at one point, it turned into a huge wolf howling at the full moon. It was just freaking awesome. Albino Breadstick, just found out my mom went to the first Burning Man. That's so cool. Was it the one in San Francisco? Simplebox asked, how was your first Burning Man experience compared to your most recent one? They vary. They're so different. First time I went, like I said, was in 2017. And I actually did not know I was going to Burning Man until about a month before. Without getting into details, essentially a ticket kind of fell into my hands. And I was like, okay, I'll go, because I knew my mom was going and I had always wanted to go. So I was living in San Francisco at the time, and something kind of cool is Burning Man offers a burner. It's called a burner bus from San Francisco, and it takes you all the way out, specifically out to Burning Man. So I booked a burner bus ticket. I just like packed a bag, and I had never been to Burning Man, and I just hop on this bus and I went out and met up with my mom out there, who was already there at Burning Man. And I felt very out of my element, out of my comfort zone, which I actually enjoy, being out of my comfort zone and out of my element. And I had a freaking ball, but I was very much like, I was brand new. I didn't know. It's everything at Burning Man is very, very overwhelming. It's very sensory. It's like overly, like your senses are overpowered. I don't know how to put it. It's just a lot. I really enjoyed my first burn, but fast forward to 2023 at my second burn, it was not more fun. It was different, but I think I had a little bit more fun because I kind of I'd already been, so I kind of knew what to expect, even though every single year is so different. Different art, different people, all of that. Literally the only thing that stays the same at Burning Man every year is that there is a man, like a wooden man built in the center. 2023, I just felt more comfortable being there since I'd already been. Someone's asking me about my Taco Bell order. That's funny. We are not talking about Taco Bell. I'm sorry. Craig Browning said someone borrowed my PA equipment and took it to Burning Man. It had to be repaired and they didn't compensate me. The asshole is named Neil Diamonds. He owes me. Damn, I'm sorry. Yeah, that's shitty too. borrow. First of all, if you didn't even know it was going out to Playa, that sucks. Because obviously it got totally ruined with the dust out there. Man, that guy owes you big time. Yeah, there's a lot of sober people at Burning Man. Obviously a lot of drugs and alcohol at Burning Man, but also a lot of sobriety there. There's even AA meetings there. There's sober camps at Burning Man, which is really, really cool as well. Why are people talking about Taco Bell? Do you see famous people? Yeah, a lot of famous people go. I don't think I've ever seen famous people. When you arrive at Burning Man, there's this welcome team at the gate that welcomes you in, and they give you a booklet. I forgot what the booklet is called, but it's basically any camp that's like an official camp at Burning Man. I forgot what the heck is the different name between free camping, like open camping, and the other type of camping. Dad, if you can help me, that would be helpful. But there are camps that are like registered with the org that anyway, they're registered with the org, and they put on events or talks or things like that, and those events and times and dates are in the booklet that you can attend, and everything at Burning Man is free except if you want to buy ice. Anyways, what I'm getting at is that sometimes there will be artists, like musicians, musical artists and DJs, who will let the org know that they're going to be at Burning Man and they're going to be on this specific art car playing a set at this time by this art installation. And so anyway, I remember I read that Diplo was going to be playing at like 10 p.m. one of the nights I was there, on an art car outside of a specific art installation. So I rode my bike down there. I was so excited to hear his set, and he ended up never showing up, which I will say that happens a lot at Burning Man. Even when it's scheduled in the booklet, things still fall through. Sensory overload, yes. Placed camps, okay. Placed camps versus non-placed, okay. Lori asked, where do they have Burning Man at? Burning Man is held in the Black Rock Desert in Nevada. Hi, Sandy. Smiley, I know, I'm sorry I'm yawning. Maybe I do need coffee. You know why I think I yawn during lives? It's because I'm by myself all day, and the only time I talk is when I'm vlogging or like ordering food, or maybe if I have a phone call, but I'm not talking actively as much as maybe other people would be working like a 9-to-5 potentially. And I swear to God, like talking wears me out and makes me yawn. The Simple Box, I love that they have sober camps. Yes, it's really cool. Smiley asked, are you going to do a video of your Burning Man experience? Yeah, I think I want to go next year, and if I go, then I'll definitely vlog it. I have considered making a video talking about my Burning Man experience. Actually, maybe I should do that and put it up. Would you guys want to like have a long form video, basically like a mini podcast of me just talking about my experiences at Burning Man? Let me know if you would want that. Dad said, oh yeah, so my dad, when my dad and I went to Burning Man in 2023, he vlogged it. And so if you want to see me, little clips of me at Burning Man, then you could go over to his channel at Jackdaw and see that if you want. Oh my gosh, albino breadstick. Actually, it was in San Francisco, and that's where she met my dad. That's so cute. Oh my gosh, Ellie Solo, good morning. It's 7 a.m. here where I live. I just woke up. Wow, where are you? Are you in Australia? Rebecca, thank you so much for the donation. I really appreciate that. Thank you for my next coffee. Eddie said, also, by the way, Lori, thank you for continuing to be my moderator. I don't know what's going on. All I'm seeing is stuff is getting deleted, but I appreciate it. Eddie Vasquez said, what's up, Asia? Hope everything's going good. Love your videos. What's up? Thank you. Mosey with Moxie said it would be fun if you and your dad had a Burning Man discussion and included the clip your dad mentioned. Yeah, that would be fun. I know next time I see my dad, we're thinking about going live together just because why not? So maybe we could talk about it then as well. Tiz Travel said there needs to be a van life podcast talking to everyone about their experiences. That would be cool. I actually have a Strange Days podcast for my tier 3 members. Maybe I'll make one where I have a guest or a couple guests, or I call some people who I know who've been to Burning Man who are also nomadic, and we talk about it. Ruben said, hi, I love your show. I'm an artist writing a comic. Want to know if I can put you in it as background, you and Spec. Oh, that's sweet. DM me on Instagram at Asia Villacrez. My Instagram is linked in all my videos, and we can talk. Lori, thank you for the donation. A little something for you and Spec. Thank you so much. I actually need to get gas after this live, so that is so helpful. It'll be going straight into my gas tank. Mosey with Moxie said, would love to see a live with you and your dad. Yes. Absolutely. I think it'd be fun. I told him maybe we'll do that one day, and he said he was down. I appreciate the donation, guys. Also, everyone who's watching right now, even if you're just scrolling through lives, if you could give this live a quick thumb up for me, that would be so helpful. Even if you already have thumbs it up, just do it again, because it helps me a lot, boosts this live, and it boosts the channel a little bit. And I thank you from the bottom of my heart. The sun is setting, so I got weird lighting here. Tiz Travel said it would be cool to film on the road interviewing different nomads you came across. The best part to me about meeting others is hearing their story. I agree. That would be cool. I think by next year, I'll be able to really beef up the podcast, and I want to start having guests, especially nomadic guests, folks living on the road. So absolutely. Albino breadstick, you're so funny. Don't worry about it at all, dude. Do not worry. Eddie Vasquez said, what do you got planned for the rest of the day? I am editing my life away tonight. So I'm enjoying this live because all I'm going to be doing is editing the rest of the day. As soon as this is over, I'm getting gas and editing. Second Finale asked, how much drinking water do you bring to Burning Man? That's such a good question. I remember I brought, okay, so in 2017, I didn't have to bring any water. Oh my God, this lighting is killing me. I didn't have to bring any water because I stayed at a camp that provided water, which is so bougie and so nice. Obviously, I had to pay a camp fee to do that. But in 2023, when I went with my dad and brother, the three of us coordinated to bring enough water for all of us to share. Dad, if you could actually pipe in here, if you can remember how many gallons. I feel like I brought 10 gallons myself. And that was for drinking water and bathing a couple times that week. So I think we brought collectively 30 or 40 gallons. I don't know. My Instagram is Asia Villacrez, AJAVILLACRES, and it's linked. My Instagram is linked in all of my YouTube video descriptions. Oh my gosh, India, hi. Wow, you are all the way across the world. I love that. Yeah, Tiz Travels. Oh my gosh, little Hopper. Hopper, I think, is one of your dog's names. Little Hop. I loved Hop. Are you going to Schoolie, by the way? Because I definitely want to see Hop again. Electrolytes seem to be important to have out there. Absolutely. I have a whole list. Maybe I should make my Burning Man list public, of just everything I bring and do as far as preparation goes for Burning Man. Electrolytes are on that list 100%. Dad said I say 10 days, bring a dozen gallons. I buy ice every day for ice water, and that adds to my water stores. Yeah, so I know when I go to Burning Man, I go a day or two early and then I stay a day or two late. So that's about 10 to 12 days total. So that does sound about right, about 12 gallons, 10 to 12 gallons. Yeah, Hop. I'm going to school. I talked to Sam and Cole today. I talked to Sam and Cole today too. You're late meeting in Texas later. That's awesome. Yay, I'll get to see you at Schoolie then. Oh no, Chantel, how are you? Yeah, you'll have to rewatch it. I'm gonna post the live after I'm done. I'm 46 minutes in, so I'm probably gonna wrap the live in an hour, at an hour, not in an hour, but at the 1 hour mark. So if you guys have burning questions about Burning Man, let me know. Chantel said I drink 1.5 gallons water a day. I need more. Holy cow, that's awesome. I drink about 1 gallon a day, roughly. So that's awesome. Albino breadstick, you're so funny. I love that. Are there vendors in food at Burning Man? No, there are no food vendors at Burning Man. Burning Man is a gifting community, so if you want to bring a ton of food and serve it at Burning Man, then you can do that. There's a lot of food camps at Burning Man, which is really cool, and all they do is just serve food. They make food and serve it, so it's all free, it's all gifted. It's just a gifting community, and also you're not supposed to, but you should bring a gift yourself to Burning Man. I would share with you guys what my gift was for 2023, but I'm doing it again next year if I go, so I don't want to share it because I don't want someone to steal it. Yeah, if you guys have any Burning Man questions, let me know. I'm probably going to wrap the live here soon. I'm so jealous of everyone at the Burn. I hope everyone's having such a good time at Burning Man. Yeah, albino breadstick. I know. They made that video featuring me. They did not ask to do that, but I didn't mind. It was a fine video. Hello from Japan. Do the Hare Krishnas go to the Burn? They are good cooks. Probably. I remember in 2023, there was this one camp that was making elote, like buckets and buckets of elote, and it was so good. I just hung out eating elote until I was like almost sick. Can you give examples of what kind of gifts to give? So at Burning Man, it's like very much a gifting community, like I said. So examples range. I mean, there's people who are like fortune tellers. Some people have jewelry that they've made that they give out just to people they meet. Some people have little love letters. They just like give happy love letters to other people. Some people, if you have some kind of a talent, you'll gift your talent. For example, one night I just kind of stumbled into a random camp that had a professional magician, and he did like a magic show for everyone, and he was so good. So it's stuff like that. I remember there was this one couple who carted out steak with this grill and a table and A1 sauce, and they were just grilling up steak in the middle of Playa, deep Playa. And anyone who came by could get a piece of steak and dip it in steak sauce. A lot of people bring watermelon because watermelon is really popular out there because it's so like hydrating to eat a slice of watermelon out there. Oh my gosh, Sriracha Sweet Corn, how are you? On a stick or a cup, elote. The elote I had was in a cup. Like also, oh my gosh, at Burning Man, you bring your own cup. So you have to have a cup everywhere you go. And again, Burning Man is a gifting community. So if you drink, there's free alcohol literally everywhere. There's little makeshift bars everywhere, but you have to have your own cup. So I remember at the elote camp, you just like gave them your cup and they would just fill it with elote. So freaking good. I had an Astro High Roof. That's so cool. Yes, everything is free once you're there except for ice. Eat more corn. Oh my gosh, your friend is a magician at the Burn. That's so cool. I do wonder if that was him. Gosh, I don't remember his name, but he was so cool. Did he go in 2023? Because that's when I was there and that's when like I saw the show or whatever. Oh my gosh, Sriracha Sweet Corn. I am not at Burning Man right now. I wish I was. I've been twice. So that's why I wanted to make this live about Burning Man. And I'm hoping to go next year. Chantel asked how my thumb is doing. Thank you for asking. I know it's off topic, but my thumb is, it's not that good. So a few months ago, as you guys know, I slammed my thumb really bad. I went to the ER. It was a whole thing. And I have since completely lost my thumbnail and a new one is currently growing as we speak. So I wear a Band-Aid every day to just protect the thumbnail bed. It's like gnarly, dude. Tiz Travels, do they call it Bliss there, or is that just a rainbow thing? No, that's a rainbow thing. Did you go to a rainbow gathering this year? Mosey with Moxies goes every year and is there now. That's awesome. The sun is like burning me. Albino breadstick, you seem so sweet. I would love to meet you one day. If you ever see me in Little Old Speck, please say hi. Oh geez, yeah, you've been to a lot of rainbow gatherings. That's awesome. I'll tell you it's albino breadstick so you know. Yeah, please. I will not forget your handle. I will not forget your handle. For some reason, I freaking love your handle. Also, love the Sriracha Corn. What shampoo do I use? I don't know. I just buy whatever is available, to be honest. I try to use curly ones. Why are you asking? Oh my God, so many cars are starting up around me. I think I'm going to hop off the live soon. So if anyone has any pressing questions about Burning Man, let me know. Or if you just want to say a couple more final thoughts, let me know. Oh my God, it's so loud. Yeah, I'll go to a rainbow gathering one of these days. I've always wanted to. Pops in the house. What's up, Pops? Any bidets on the playa? Probably. None that I know of, though. That's for sure. None that I freaking know of. Jess Jones said, you may have covered this, but how do you keep your cold stuff cold if you don't drive? That's a really good question. Okay. The only way to get into Burning Man is to drive there either with someone or on the Burner Express or you fly in, but that's like really expensive. As far as I know, or you drive with someone, like you caravan with someone or whatever. So I'm saying that because you have to just bring like a cooler. So bring a cooler with ice. You can buy ice every day. You can buy ice. That's the way you keep your stuff cold. A cooler with some ice. Isn't there a landline phone out there? I don't know. You can call. Oh, wait. Yeah, I think there is. Yeah, having a fridge is a game changer. I had a fridge when I went in 2023 because I have the fridge in the van. So that was like amazing. And it kept up, which was great. But my fridge could not, there's no way I could. So what am I saying? My fridge's capacity is pretty small. So it couldn't hold as much food as I needed for the like 8-9 days I was going to be out there. So I ended up bringing a cooler as well as the fridge and filled it with ice and food. But yeah, you guys, I think I'm going to hop off the live here. Thank you for watching. Yeah, the only landlines are in the town of Gerlach at the south end of the playa. Where does Spec stay when you go? Spec is with me at Burning Man. My mom said she wanted to join the actual burn and bring something she made, but she couldn't carry it on her van. That sucks. I'm sorry. But yeah, I gotta go, guys. Thank you so much for watching this live. Yes, I took the bus to Burning Man in 2017, and then I drove Little Old Spec there in 2023. So I hope you guys have a good night. I'm gonna hop off the live, and I hope everyone has a good burn that is out there. And hopefully I'll be at Burning Man next year. So